Black World and the Black Business School, as well as the Black Wealth Bootcamp. I hope that you're having a good day today. You have to forgive me. I am chopping in here to put some people on Periscope. I wanted to ask you as well, before I even get started, if you're watching this, I hope you can share this feed to your friends, because I think they could benefit from this. What I want to do is give a brief lecture sponsored by the Black Business School on how to make money as a blogger or as an affiliate. Now, we have full courses on this topic, but this will kind of get you started. Give me 1 second here, because I have a hard time multitasking. So anyway, one thing I also want to mention to you, and I wrote the URL in there in this conversation. If you want to become an affiliate and sell affiliate products, and I'll explain more about it, we do have an affiliate program that we created for the African American community as part of the Black Wealth Bootcamp at theblackcommercenetwork.com. You can actually join for free. And the blackcommercenetwork.com allows you to sell products from other black-owned businesses that you approve of, products that you consider to be ethical, and you actually get a commission on everything that you sell. And so we created this because we did our research, and we found that there was a lot of money being made with affiliate products. You know, there's a lot of companies out here that companies and individuals that are making, as much as $2, $3, $4, $5 million a month online selling affiliate products. So what I'm going to do is kind of, answer some questions and give you some of my background on this in terms of what I know about, making money online and all that good stuff. In case you want to know, and there's Angie Tweets. I see everywhere I go, I see Angie Tweets. I think Angie Tweets might have a crush on me. Well, I love you too, Angie Tweets. So let me see. I'm going to go to the Black Wealth Builders page and see what I can. Let's see here. The Black Wealth Builders. We have a Black Wealth Builders group on Facebook, and that's where actually the original feed is coming from. I shared it to a couple other pages, to Periscope and stuff like that. And if you are able to, this invitation was sent out to those who are members of the Black Business School, which you can join for free at theblackbusinessschool.com. In the Black Business School, we have classes, of course, that are not free. Most of our classes are not free. However, we do offer, every now and then I'll do a free, event, a free public event, to kind of show you the value that we can offer to you, and to hopefully persuade you to consider taking a course with us. I taught at the college level for 23 years. And I've taught every finance class known to man. I am now, I think is a pretty decent entrepreneur. I haven't had to ask the white man for a paycheck in a long time, and I'm not afraid to say the white man or to talk about racism, because I earned the right to be free enough to do that, and that was my goal from the beginning. I never wanted to. I never ever wanted to sort of be stuck. I never wanted to be stuck sort of feeling like I can't be myself, and, and be at risk sort of losing my job. And, and that's just not, the life I wanted to live. So I saw, technology, and I saw e-commerce as an opportunity to kind of get out of that. So if you want to know why I do what I do, it's because I always wanted to be a free black man. I never really wanted to be sort of stuck and worried about, like, oh my God, what if they find out that I'm really black? What if I go out and I'm black in public? They're gonna fire me. They're gonna hate me for being who I am. That's not a way to live. And so one of the reasons that I encourage black people as a collective, I try to talk. I believe, based on our numbers, we hit millions of black people every week. And the main thing I'm trying to persuade people is to understand why wealth building must be a fundamental part of your family's culture. It must be as fundamental as the first time your grandma brought you to church. Your grandma, the same way you can't remember the first time your grandma brought you to church. Well, your child should not remember the first time you talked to them about economic independence and economic strength. Black people, often we talk about this concept called equality. we always talk about trying to be equal, trying to catch up, trying to, equality. And I said, you know what, something ain't right about that. Something I don't like about that. I don't think I really want equality. I don't want to chase equality, because equality says that my goal is to sort of be up next to you. My goal is to be equal to you. That when I'm equal to you, that when I catch up with you, then I will have achieved my objective. That you are effectively my ceiling in life, that you are the greatest that I can ever be. I can't be no better than what I'll be when I become equal to you. And my argument is, why are we are the original man. I mean, we are the greatest people on this planet. So why in the hell are we chasing equality when we should be chasing competitiveness? We should be chasing the ability to be as strong as we can be, and to basically be able to stand up to anybody in any environment under any circumstances. So that's what I want. That's what I want. I don't really want equality anymore. I actually want, I wouldn't say I want superiority, but I want to take the lead in the race. How about that? Why don't we start right there? Anyway, let me see here. If you're on the Black Wealth Builders page right now talking, make a comment so I can make sure everybody on the Black Wealth Builders page can hear me, because I'm looking at the page and I'm not seeing the comments. I don't know if you guys are not able to comment. In fact, what I'll do is I'll open up a comment thread. Let me see here. If you're watching the live stream for tonight, please make a comment. Okay, I see Charles Spearman made a comment. Okay. All right, so I want to type some in there because I can't see the comments on the Black Wealth Builders page, and I don't know why. Okay, wait. You know what? Let me hit this button. Maybe it'll take me to where. There we go. Okay. Carolyn and Avilda and Dorothy and Charles. Okay, there y'all are. Okay, why are y'all so quiet? You're so quiet. Y'all from the Black Business School. This is, you were the ones I invited in. Okay, there you are. Now I'm seeing a whole lot of comments. All right. See, that's Black people. Y'all, you know that book, The Spook That Sat by the Door? I'm not calling y'all spooks at all, but I got so many friends that'll be like, well, I don't say nothing. I just sit there and I just watch. We good for that. One of my friends told me that. She said, yeah, I watch your live streams. I just don't comment. I just be watching. And so I'm like, how many people are watching and ain't saying nothing? Okay. So anyway, somebody asked a question, and the question was from what I think might be one of my number one fans, Angie Tweets. And she actually asked, and this allows us to get to the nitty gritty of the discussion while we're here. Basically, Angie Tweets was asking, I need to build a website. Do I need to build a website? And that's a little bit into the conversation, but you know what? That's a great place to start. To do affiliate sales or to make money online, so to speak, that's why a lot of people go online, is to find a way to make money. If you're not doing it, you probably should, because people are monetizing your existence online. Facebook makes, actually literally Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook probably make about $100 million a day, maybe, or $50 million a day. It's a lot of money. Basically by having you online. When you're socializing, they're monetizing, they're making money. So in a way, it's almost like a nightclub where you've got the people that are out drinking and partying, having fun, and then you got the person in the back who's sitting back there. He ain't drinking because he's out there counting his money, and so a lot of times that's kind of the way I look at social media. Social media becomes a nightclub for nerdy people who, or like us, who may not want to go to a club. I'm not putting a nerd label on you, but I accept it by both. I embrace my nerdiness. I love being a nerd because I think being a nerd is the coolest thing in the world, because you know what, the nerds are making all the money now. Now I make some of the money, but I don't make all of the money. Now you talk about all of the money. Like I said, Mark Zuckerberg makes more money in a month than LeBron James will make in his whole entire life. He makes more money in 4 days than LeBron James makes in an entire year. And so there is a lot of money being made in technology. I had a conversation with, and I'm gonna get to your question, Andrew Tweets, I promise. I'm like that interstate. You got I-64, and then you got 264 that goes around. Sometimes I'll become 264 and I'll go around, but I always train my mind to come back to where I started. But I was talking to the brother who played Ron, Dwayne Wayne's best friend on A Different World, Daryl Bell. And Daryl Bell, and we talk business. We didn't talk about entertainment and all that. If we talked about entertainment, it was about the business of entertainment. And one of the things Daryl said that really made me think, I'd seen it, but it was really just sort of an eye-popping stat. He said 80% of the world's wealth has been generated in Silicon Valley. Now, I need to confirm that to be sure, but we know that in Silicon Valley, there's there's so much money there that you can't, if you're not in technology and running a startup that's making money, you can't afford to buy a house. You can't afford to do hardly anything in the area. They got people that are, teachers and police officers who are homeless because they can't afford to buy a house in the area because there's so much money there. And the prices of everything has gone way up because you got these young 28-year-olds that are billionaires or you have $100 million in the bank who are buying these houses at whatever price they cost. So long story short, there's a lot of money in technology. Now, when I talk to young people and I say, well, this is what you want to do with your life, I tell them, forget football and basketball. I want you to remember two words: technology and entrepreneurship. Technology and entrepreneurship. I want you to replace football with technology. I want you to replace basketball with entrepreneurship. You can play basketball, play football, but those are for boys. Those are for children. Games are for children. When you become a man or when you become a grown-ass woman, you flip the word football into technology, flip the word basketball into entrepreneurship. Because if you become an expert and you become obsessed with entrepreneurship and obsessed with technology, then you will find ways to make money that other people won't find. You'll find ways to make money with your mind without necessarily making money with your body. Now, now Angie Tweets asked a good question. Do I have to have a website in order to make money online or as an affiliate or anything like that? No, you do not. No, you do not. You don't need a website. What you need is a platform. A platform could be a website, but it may not be. You see, whenever somebody says to me, and this is why it's important. This is why, this is my argument as to why we add so much value to you when you join the Black Wealth Bootcamp and the Black Business School, is that I can help answer questions for you that might take you 5 years to figure out on your own. 5 years and $50,000 worth of trial and error. These are questions that I did not know the answer to when I first started all this in 2006. I literally, there were things I wish I'd known. Like, for example, I wish I'd known in 2007 when I first created a YouTube channel. I didn't think nothing of it. I wish I'd put time into that damn thing because I could literally be making $50,000 a month or $50,000 to $100,000 a month just from the YouTube channel alone. Now, our YouTube channel does well. It makes 5 figures. It makes over $10,000 a month approximately, right? And that's just, I don't tell everybody that business, but it's true. But we have about 158,000 subscribers. We get about 3 million views a month. People watch 15 million minutes of video per month on our YouTube channel. We just crossed 40 million views. That's nice. That's great. We're happy about that. But if I had continued on the trajectory I was on in 2007 and had really put time into the channel, like I did not do, because I didn't start really putting time into it until 2013. If I started in 2007, I'd probably have over 1 million subscribers. We'd probably be making somewhere close to $100,000 a month just on our YouTube channel. And the thing is, the money doesn't matter to me. I don't care about the money, honestly. Money is not that important to me. Everybody has their relationship with money. Money's not important to me, not because money's not important. Money's not important to me because, I'm not a person that really needs a lot of money to be happy. Money matters for Black people because money allows you to be free. It also allows you to make moves that benefit your community. It allows you to help the people that you love. It allows you to live your life without being afraid of anybody. There's not a single person that I can point to who is a boss for me other than you. My only boss is you. The people that support me, the people that are part of the business school, people that purchase our products, the people that are part of our community. And so I serve you. I love you. I do everything I can to add value to your life so that we can do a trade. It's a trade. And the thing about cooperative economics, which is something that I'm constantly developing theories on. Remember, I have a finance PhD, so I'm licensed to develop theories. I'm not just somebody with an MBA, somebody with who's a certified financial planner, somebody who wrote a couple books. No, I have a PhD in finance, which means you're trained to not just know everything, know all the stuff that's out there, but you're trained to actually develop the stuff that people will be putting in textbooks in the next generation, right? So I've developed theories for the Black community on cooperative economics, and one of the things I've concluded is that as Black people, we are always better off when we trade with each other than we are when we do charity with each other. So that's why I deliberately tell you, look, I don't want you to make a donation because a donation drains you and it only benefits me. That makes me kind of like that pastor who says, give me money and I'm going to give you heaven in the afterlife. No, I don't want to give you heaven in the afterlife. I want you to have heaven in your current life. I believe that you can have heaven right now. I believe that your children can have heaven in a generation. The afterlife I know about is that after you die, your kids are still going to be here. Your grandkids are still going to be here. That's the afterlife that I know about for sure. I can verify that afterlife. I know that exists. So to me, the afterlife is not just what happens when you go to heaven. You can go to church and give money to past. I'm not telling you shouldn't do that. But to me, the afterlife is after you're dead, what's going to happen to those people that you leave behind? What's going to happen to your grandkids? I heard from a brother today, well, not a brother, a person today who's related to a brother who just died as in his, I think he wasn't 50 yet. Poor guy suddenly got cancer. And this brother, when he died with no health insurance, and he had a young son. And I said, why would you die with some life insurance? I said, why would you die with no life insurance and you got a young son? Life insurance don't cost that much. I mean, was it that, life insurance was it that he didn't think about it till he got sick, or his old life insurance lapsed? I mean, what was the reasoning for anybody? What's the reason for any black person to die without life insurance? There is no excuse. Because not only are you draining people that you leave behind, so you're ruining the afterlife, but you're also missing an opportunity to pass on wealth onto your children and grandchildren. So you have to have life insurance. Anybody who's listening right now, if you ain't got your life insurance paid up, pay it up. If you don't have it, go get it. There's a website. Write this down. Write this site down if you ain't got the adequate life insurance. But two things: either you don't have it, or you don't have adequate amounts, or the third thing could be you're not paid up. If you're in any of those three categories, here's a website you can go to. You ready? Right. Pull out your pen. Because we doing church, we doing school church right now. We learning and we can get inspired. Ain't nothing wrong with inspiration. Inspiration fuels your intellect. But it's inspiration with no intellect. It's a bunch of freaking energy just thrown out into the universe that ain't doing nothing for nobody. It's making you feel good. You all up in a frenzy. You hallelujah and jumping up and down. But what's happening in a concrete fashion after you get through jumping up and down and cheering and feeling good about your life? Right? Nothing. I mean, so the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, we need intellect with our energy, intellect and action. So be spiritual, get excited, get pumped up, go punch a wall, jump up and down, do jumping jacks, do all of that. I do that every morning. That's how I stay fueled. That's why nobody can't mess with me, because I push myself, I brainwash myself to be fully charged and to put every ounce of my soul into what I'm trying to do. But after that, I say, okay, Boyce, what's the logic behind this? What's the intellect behind this? What is the action behind this? What are you going to do to actually manifest all this excitement that you got right now, other than just wearing yourself out? So let me write this down. Write down this URL, theblackInsurancenetwork.com, theblackInsurancenetwork.com. Somebody type it in, please. I think David, my intern, should be on here too. He's not just my intern; he's also my son. But he's my son by another. I would say by another mother, but that wouldn't make any sense. He wasn't my biological son, but he's my spiritual son, and so he works with me actually as my intern. And I love talking about David. I don't like to be too TMI, but I raised him till he was 5, and I didn't get to see him for a long time. He came back. He found me, and he came back into my life, and it's been the best blessing of 2016 for me. And I love this kid. I loved him so much. I missed him the whole time. And so anyway, he works for me now. So David, if you're in there, if you hear all of this, please type in theblackInsurancenetwork.com so everybody can see the URL. Let's see here. Okay, so let's jump back into affiliate network or affiliate marketing. I'm not talking about network marketing. Network marketing is a whole different animal. I don't know nothing about it. I don't participate in it. Well, scratch that. When I say I don't know nothing about it, I mean I don't do it. How about that? And I don't teach on it. So I'm not, jumping into that. Affiliate marketing. Now, what qualifies me to share this information with you? As I mentioned, I've gotten pretty good at building platforms. Not only do in our YouTube channel, we've had about 40 million views on that. My blog posts have been read over 100 million times. I'm not making that up. They've been read over 100 million. I had one article that I wrote for AOL Black Voices about Serena Williams a few years ago that actually got read 1.3 million. And I had one that was written by the movie Transformers being racist that got about 1.4 million. But then also our independent platform, once AOL Black Voices got bought out by Huffington Post, which ruined the company. But in my opinion, I felt like they ruined it. Anyway, we started our own independent platforms, and on our own independent platforms, our blogs are probably, if we added up all the traffic that's come through the blogs, it's clearly over 100 million. And so in the course of that, if you monetize properly, if you set up your platforms properly, you can make money through a couple of ways. You can make it through advertisements, through ads. We probably made maybe 1 to 2 million in advertisements over the years. Also, you've got other things you can sell, right? Sales, e-commerce. E-commerce might include selling a product that you create yourself. Like, for example, for us, it might be a book, a class, a live event, a movie. We're actually looking to distribute our own films, and we're doing a pretty good job with that. Or I personally think so. I'm not bragging, but it's true. And also, you can do affiliate marketing. That moves back into the core of the conversation. Affiliate marketing is actually, to me, one of the easiest ways to get into having your own business and getting off the corporate plantation. That's all we talk about in the Black Wealth Bootcamp. We got a Black Wealth Bootcamp starting November 5th. If you go to theblackwealthbootcamp.com, you can still sign up. I think we have one more day to sign up. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. You can use the code word Dr Boyce Special. Just one word, Dr Boyce Special, and you can get 30% off the cost of tuition. It'll be the best class you ever took. We even have a monthly payment plan, all kinds of stuff to make it affordable for anybody who wants the information. So anyway, but if you think it's too much or something like that, then that's okay. There's other stuff you can do, but it's something that everybody loves. I know you're going to love it. Now, with that being said, affiliate marketing, to me, I believe, is the best way to do two things. One, to get a chance to, sort of get off the plantation, find a way to make some money. Sometimes if you learn how to sell, you don't actually have to create anything. You can actually partner with somebody and say, well, hey, I've got this great podcast, or I've got this great YouTube channel, or I've got this great blog, or I've got this great whatever, and I want to market your product, and give me a special link so that I can share this link and I get a commission based on what I sell, right? And so that was something that we had done. Like, for example, when Tariq Nasheed put out Hidden Colors 4, the deal I made with Tariq, and this is what's going to build the black economy. So, like I said, it doesn't just give you a chance to get off the plantation. I think it's also critical to us building our own economy, doing business with each other. So the deal that I made with Tariq was, I said, look, I know you're going to make your millions from the movie, and because Hidden Colors is awesome, and I think I know it's going to do very well. I said, however, I said, you know what, we don't have to worry about you coming up with the cash to pay me to be in your film, because a lot of times when I'm in movies, it's not free. I said, well, how about with this? We make a deal that where I become an affiliate for your film. So when your film comes out, we have some sort of deal where either I can sell and get a percentage of what we sell, or I can buy wholesale and get whatever we get from selling at retail. You follow me? So the way it's a win-win is, I get a chance, our company gets a chance to make some revenue. Tariq's company gets a chance to distribute his film. That's what a distribution deal pretty much is. A distribution deal for a movie is kind of like an affiliate deal, where the distributor says, look, we didn't make the movie, but we'll help you sell it. And when we help you sell it, you give us 30%, you keep 70%, right? And now sometimes distribution deals in movies, because I had the hardest time figuring out how they worked exactly. But from what I understand from people I've talked to, a lot of the distribution deals with movies, again, just like affiliate deals, work where the distributor will say something like, okay, we will spend $1 million marketing your movie, and we're going to sell this movie. And so what happens is, when we sell this movie, we get our $1 million back first. We're going to take our $1 million out, and then we're going to give you 70% of whatever sold after that, or we'll give you 30% or something, like whatever the number is, whatever the agreement is. And so that allows the distributor to make their money, and you're happy because they've got a distribution channel, or they're finding some way to sell things. So your distribution channel is what? It is your social media. It's all those hundreds of people that you're chatting with on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter that are adding no value to your life, because maybe you're chatting with them while you're at work every day. If you have something you believe in, a good product that you can sell, well, maybe you can, instead of just giving endorsements and not getting anything back for your endorsement, why not get a piece of that? Why not earn some money for your family by telling people how great a product is? And so what we did was, with the Black Wealth Bootcamp, and this is why the Black Wealth Bootcamp is better than any class or any program you'll ever take at a university, not just because it's much cheaper. Like, I think we're less than $300. Universities charge you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. I think Howard University tuition now is $44,000 a year, something like that. Tuition, room, board, books, everything added up. That's a lot. And the thing about a college class is that not only is it expensive, but you're not learning how to build anything on your own, which is dangerous for black people, because black people don't get the same jobs that white people do. You're being trained to go work for somebody else. So you're not really trained to be free. You're kind of trained to latch on to something someone else has built. But then third, universities, what they do, and I know this because this is what I did. I taught at universities for 23 years, University of Kentucky, Indiana University, Syracuse, etc. what universities do is they teach you, they give you the information, and then they say, okay, thanks, it was nice having you in class, good luck, all right, well, I hope things work out for you, and they kind of send you on your way. What we actually do is we teach you, and then we give you the option to hang out, to just stay a member for, as long as you need to keep tweaking your business so you can keep coming back, keep getting more information. So it can become more like a lifelong program more so than a class. But then third, we wanted to not just build a class and a program, we wanted to build an economy. So what we did was I spent a lot of money, thousands of dollars, developing a platform that you can join absolutely free called theblackcommercenetwork.com. Now write that down. The URL should be somewhere in the title of the post actually, but you should write it down to theblackcommercenetwork.com. So if you go to theblackcommercenetwork.com, what you can do is this for free. Doesn't cost you a penny. You can join up and there's a list of black businesses there, black owned businesses that are in there. We're one of them. Pretty much every product that we offer is on this list that you can actually sell. So to say, if you're in my podcast and you hear me talk about a class that we offer in the Black Business School, well, guess what? If you like that class and you want to tell your friends about it, or you just think it's a great product and maybe not for you, but for other people, you can go to the blackcommercenetwork.com, get a link for that class, put it on your social media, tell your friends about it. You could brave and say, if you're going to tell everybody, a lot of y'all do this, a lot of y'all soldiers, and I love you for it. You'll go tell everybody. And I encourage you to be, what's the word? Evangelist. That's the word. Evangelist, because we're pushing the gospel of black economic empowerment. We want black people to become financially intelligent. That's my number one goal in life. So I encourage you to tell everybody, even if they ain't listening, get in their face, just that's what you're about. So when you're telling people, you might as well get a part of that too. So what happens then is that we become partners. It becomes a reciprocal relationship. It becomes a healthy economy because, I'm giving you information. I might give you some inspiration. Maybe I might give you some courage, but I'd also like to give you some money. Okay, so because if you ain't giving somebody money and they need money, then they're not really going to be able to hear everything else if I got bills to pay, right? So like if you're trying to preach to a hungry person, the first thing a good pastor will know is that if you're about to give them the gospel, you need to give them a sandwich first. So basically the Black Commerce Network allows all of us to become business partners, and you may not ever have a conversation with me. Our company has made thousands of dollars selling products from people that we have never ever met. There's no let's get on the phone and have a meeting and figure out the terms of the agreement. No, that's hard to do sometimes. Sometimes people are busy. Even myself. The amount that my manager charges for a one-on-one consultation, it ain't cheap. People are required to invest for that time because the time is so scarce. But it doesn't matter, though. You don't have to have a meeting with me to make an agreement to sell some of our products. You can just do it yourself. In fact, I think even like you've seen me talk about, for example, our financial flashcards for children, where we invented these. We created these cards because we wanted black children to be drilled. We wanted them to be drilled on wealth building concepts. So I said, you know what? The best way to drill a child is flashcards. So I said, let's create some black financial flashcards and with different concepts. So you got cash, and so you got the picture of cash on the front, the definition on the back, money in coins or bills. You got equity. You got every image of every person on the card is black because we want our children to associate wealth building and entrepreneurship with blackness. We want them to think that acting black means acting intelligent. It means acting productive. It means building your own. It means economic independence and strength. It means community unity. It doesn't mean all the other negative stereotypes that are out here. We're throwing those out the window. So here there's equity, and there's a black boy on the front. On the back it says your value of ownership in a company or property. It belongs to you. And so we go through, and there's a definition of stock and marketing and diversification and everything else. Now, I'd be remiss not to tell you, if you're interested, you can actually go to financialflashcards.com if you want to get some cards for your kids. In fact, write that down, financialflashcards.com. Also, you can use the password POWER or the code word POWER to get 20% off. So when you go to financialflashcards.com, don't just, since Christmas is coming, I'd like to just suggest, get these for like the kids in the neighborhood, get these for kids in your family. Don't just buy a pack for your own kids. I mean, we need everybody's kids to be successful in this world. And so basically we'll take 20% off the price if you use the password POWER. So anyway, with that said, Look, here's the thing though. With our affiliate network, if you join the blackcommercenetwork.com, which doesn't cost you anything, you can actually get a link where you can sell those very same flashcards. You could say, wow, we got these cards in the mail. I did them for my son. He's drilled on all these financial concepts. If your child knows all the concepts on these cards, they will have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college educated adult. Their financial literacy level at the age of 7. We have children at the age of 7. We have 3,000 kids in our program so far. We want to get to 100,000 in 10 years. That's what we call Project 100,000. That's something we created as an initiative to build an understanding of economic empowerment in the black community, buying black cooperative economics. We're literally working to brainwash the next generation. Yes, there is an agenda here. And basically, the kids that know these things, that know the concepts on these cards, at the age of 7, literally have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college educated adult, which on one hand, it speaks to the power of the kids, right? How great our kids can be when they focus their minds on something productive. But it also really speaks to the low financial literacy level of the average American. That's why the average American is on average drowning in debt, especially student loan debt. When you go, some people get hamstrung in the economic game, not because they're lazy, but because they're trying to be ambitious. So they go to the best school, they just sign the dotted line, they'll take $100,000 in loans, and they don't understand how hard it is to pay off $100,000 in student loans. So I almost compared it. I was talking to my manager about it today. I said, student, because she was asking me, somebody had asked me, like, what would I do a TED Talk on? And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do a TED Talk, because I have to talk to a lot of people. I like talking to black people. Black people get me. White people get nervous, or they get mad at me very easily. I don't dislike them. Some of my best friends are white, but but it's weird. Like, they just have a hard time dealing with black people who are not really sort of getting on this whole, like, this assimilation kick, this whole integration kick, this whole we shall overcome type thing. No, I'm into empowering the community. And so a lot of times we end up bumping heads, not because I want to fight them. It's just, I'm not going to let you walk all over me. I'm not your second class citizen. I refuse to allow you to treat me that way. But anyway, we were talking about student loan debt. And I'm going to answer your question about international shipping in 1 second. And we were talking about student loan debt. And I said, student loan debt is like, I said, it reminds me of a wild boar, one of those giant pigs chasing you through the woods. You're thinking it's a pig. Pigs don't run fast. They can't catch me. But then you find out those things can go like 50, 60 miles an hour. And you're like, what the hell? How can a pig run that? Or how can a hippo can't chase me down? So student loan debt does that to people. They graduate and they're thinking, oh, well, yeah, if I'm making $70,000 a year, I can pay off $70,000 in debt. Okay, good luck. Let me watch you do that. Let me see how that works out for you. So anyway, somebody asked about international shipping. We have international shipping on all the products in the store. I don't remember exactly what the rate is, but it costs a little more because, you're overseas. So maybe if you're overseas, maybe you want to get a bigger order, maybe not just of the cards, but there's actually a bundle pack you can get that consists of the cards or one of my books, as well as our new movie, The Secrets of Black Financial Intelligence. So anyway, let me go down here. Let me start doing some Q&A here to answer your questions more specifically here. Crap, this dang thing, it doesn't let me see all the questions. Oof. Okay, let's see here. Okay, David says, how do I watch the live stream? Well, I would answer David, but I can't. Let me tell him the live stream is below on the page. Okay. All right. So maybe I wonder if I can give him a link to the live stream, so that, this dang technology thing. I actually feel for you. My grasp on technology, it took me some time to get used to all this. Now I know technology better than a millennial. I run circles around my kids when it comes to this stuff. I'm like, you're 20 something years old. You're supposed to know this stuff better than me. But no, they don't. Okay, let me see here. All right. Let me put the URL to the stream. All right. There we go. Okay. So I just gave you guys a link to the live feed who weren't in there. Julian Johnson said she's a little stuck. Okay, so let's see here. Mika says trading with each other unites us too. Let's unite. Absolutely. You see, that's the key to connecting. The person, what's the brother? Rick Mathis, who made the film Black Friday, made a good statement. He said, in Jewish communities and other communities, the way you show friendship, the way you show connection with people is you do business with them. And so you got to ask yourself, I want you to ask yourself one day, how many of my friends do I do business with? How many people in my friends and family list do I do business with? Or do you just socialize with them? Well, the truth of the matter is that socialization is not going to pay your bills. You want to sort of get together with those people and realize, okay, Dr. Boyce is half crazy, but when I was sitting in this conversation the other day, Dr. Boyce said that when we're all together as a group, we form an economy, that we can be a Black Wall Street. So what does that look like? So maybe it means the first thing you do is you got to plant some seeds, right? Just like, if you're trading each other's crops, you got to start planting seeds so you have some crops to trade. So you probably want to start with your first meeting and say, what business can we start together with the money that we can raise with each other, from each other? In this group of 6 people or 5 people who are all committed, who all have skin in the game, who are all willing to put forth at least $100 a month toward this goal. And $100 a month is the easy route. If you're really serious, you'll do more. If you're really are tired of the racism that you're dealing with every day, if you're really committed to building a new life, then you'll go higher than $100 a month. $100 a month is the level I set for people who either can't afford very much or people who just are not disciplined. But the people that are hungry, go hard or go home. Seriously, this may not be for everybody. And you say, okay, let's plant some seeds. All right, so let's sit down. We're going to sit down for 2 hours until we write down 5 business ideas that we can create together as a group. And then you write down those ideas and you figure out what it's going to take to fund it. Now, what you don't want to do is sit down and plot how you're going to go conquer the world and change the entire Black community in 2 weeks. Because you ain't got the money to do it. You may not have the know-how to do it. And the community is big, and Black people, we got a lot of problems. So it's going to take a while to clean up everything. You ain't got to save the world. Just figure out how you can get a business where you can put $1 in and make $2 back. When you figure out that first equation, how do I put $1 into this business and make $2 back? Then you've got a positive flip. You have achieved 90% of what it means to run a good business. Buy low, sell high. Sell it for more than what you bought it for. Make a profit. When you figure that out, then at that point, it's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. That's it. The same way you invest $1 and make $2, you can invest $1 million and make $2 million. Same math applies. It's about scaling up. So, the key thing, the reason I think it's important to have skin in the game is because there's a lot of people where maybe due to a lack of maturity or because we're new at this game, we're new at this idea of sort of nation building and economy building. You have a lot of people where what they think and what they want and what they say is very different from what they're willing to do. They just don't understand. They're what I call economically immature, where they don't understand that freedom is hard to obtain. Freedom is hard to defend. Freedom is hard to maintain as well. When I decided I wanted to quit my job, I had to decide that I hated my old life enough that it helped me overcome whatever it was I hated about my new life. That I hated my old life more than I hated the sacrifices that I needed to make to maintain my new life. So every time I say, man, I'm tired of spending all my money. Even when I started making money, let's say you start feeling yourself. You start making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month, more than that, right? Even beyond. And we've gone way beyond that. You're like, okay, I've got money now. I'm doing all right. I should be living good, because you're used to thinking in terms of paychecks. And then you're like, man, like we made $100,000 in a month and we spent all of our money. Like, what did we spend it on? Because I don't buy fancy stuff. I don't even own a car. I actually take Uber everywhere. I like that because it's more efficient. But I'm like, how do you make $100,000 in a month and run out of money? Well, it's because when you're running a business and you're trying to grow, and with our business, we're very ambitious. We're always trying to grow. We're trying to, I want in 2 generations for my grandchildren to have $1 billion company to run. That's what they're going to have. When you're trying to grow a business is like a hungry baby. It keeps on eating up all the money that you bring in. It just eats up so much of your money. So there is a point where you have to kind of calibrate your growth. You have to throttle and decide how fast do we want to grow? How much are we willing to sacrifice? How much of an impact are we trying to have? And then at that point, that determines what you do when you finally get up to that, $50, $60, $80, $100,000 a month mark in your business or even beyond. And the thing is, when I say $100,000 a month, that's a lot. relative to what I was raised on. I was raised to just think you were doing good if you got a job and you were making $4,000 or $5,000 a month. But the thing is that there's so much more money out there. There's so much more money out there. Some of these white guys, I swear to God, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here making stuff up. If you think I'm, selling snake oil, you think I'm a shyster, then please check my record. Go back, look at the 1,700 videos or so, or 3,000 articles I've written since 2006. And I want you to find something that I wrote that turned out to be just bullshit or turned out to be a lie. I don't believe in lying to people that I care about. I don't believe, even people that I don't care about. Lying is hard. Lying, I'm not a good liar, number one, because you gotta keep up with all your damn lies and you end up making yourself look stupid later on. But at the same time, my credentials are in this area. My PhD is in finance, but my PhD didn't give me enough to tell you what I'm telling you now. Really, what gave me what I'm telling you now is when the PhD became the foundation, and my entrepreneurial experience sort of became that next layer. I was able to, as a finance professor, step into entrepreneurship. So I had a lot of advantages a lot of new entrepreneurs don't always have, and I was able to kind of see the environment with a whole different set of eyes from everybody else. And so, at the end of the day, my goal, if you want to know, my agenda and my objective as far as our business goes, my goal was to say, how do I take what I know, as a finance PhD, share it with my community and really make it fit what black people need. Because black people don't need what other people need. And that's why we get confused. We go to business school and we walk away with nothing and we're upset. We don't understand, well, why did I pay all my dues? Why did I go to spend $100,000 going to this school? Why did I spend 4 years of my life, maybe 8 years, whatever number of years you were in school? Why did I make all these sacrifices and it's still not working out for me? Why did I do all that and I still don't have what I want? Well, a lot of the reason that you don't have what you want, I believe, is because, number one, you never understood who you were. You probably allowed the world to tell you who you were. You allowed the world to tell you what you should want. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know what you need and you don't know what you want, right? So, part of this journey is not just economic. It's not just educational. A lot of it's very spiritual. Because I could tell you something. I could say, okay, this is going to be great for you. But you know you better than I know you. So you have to get to know yourself. But sometimes we never get a chance to take the time to get to know who we are because we're so busy surviving day to day. We're so busy arguing with our spouse that we never get a time to figure out who we are in our lives. Or taking care of the kids or working every day or going to the grocery store or watching Love and Hip Hop, whatever it is that we do on a day-to-day basis. So you lose yourself and you don't find yourself until you're on your deathbed when you're sitting in that hospital room by yourself and the doctor tells you only got a few more weeks to live. And you're wishing you could hit the rewind button and go back and redo everything. So what I want you to do is, and this is what makes me a little bit of a pastor, is that as I talk to you about, about what your heaven should be. I think your heaven shouldn't just be in the ambiguous afterlife that nobody can prove. I don't care what nobody says. Ain't nobody been dead in this room. You've read books about what it means to be dead. Your pastor tells you what it means to be dead, but you don't really know. You've never actually been there. But I do know that what your life is like right now. You know what you want out of life, or at least you should find that out. Number two, you do know that there is an afterlife for you. The afterlife is going to be lived by your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. So the question is, what is your contribution to the afterlife? What is your quality of afterlife going to be? If you leave your kids with nothing except a bunch of memories about a job that you had when you were working for other people, and you can't leave them anything of tangible value that allows them to be ahead in this world, then you have ruined the afterlife. So I encourage you, when the pastor tells you tithe and you're going to have a good afterlife, well, tithe for the afterlife, but tithe to yourself and tithe to your family by planting seeds in your family so that when you're gone, because you're going to be gone quick, it's going to be over fast. When you are gone, you know that those people behind you are going to be okay. They're going to be in a better position than you were in. It doesn't take that much effort. It doesn't take that much information. I don't need a PhD to teach you this. So anyway, let me tell you a couple more things about affiliate, setting up, affiliate plans or how to become an affiliate seller and making money that way. I can tell you a lot about in terms of, what we do. Here's an example of how you might make money as an affiliate. Let's say that you have a great voice and you want to do either a podcast through audio, or you want to do a YouTube channel on black issues or women's issues or politics. You want to be the next Roland Martin or Oprah Winfrey or whatever. Well, you could, for example, set up a YouTube channel, right? And you could, the keys that you got to be consistent. Don't stand up. Don't do it if you ain't going to be consistent. Because when you build an audience, they're going to be looking at you like, okay, are you serious? Are you really going to be around? If you look at what I do, I'm here every day. And I've been here every day since 2006. So, the thing is that you got to be consistent. But if you're consistent, what will happen is people will start to follow you. You also have to add value. You have to say, well, what is my gift? What gift can I give to other people? And how do I deliver that gift? So once you figure that out and what you love and what gift you're giving to the world, let's say you do your YouTube channel and it's going really well and you're looking for a way to make money from it. Well, you make money from the YouTube channel in a couple of ways. Number one, you can make money from the advertisements. YouTube has a great ad program where you might make something like $3 or $4 for every 1,000 viewers that you get. So at first it's going to be nothing. It's going to be like nickels. You're going to get dusty nickels in your in the mailbox. It won't be nothing. But if you're consistent and you consistently build your subscribers, you can actually start making money. I know a person, for example, who started her YouTube channel. It's so funny. She really is mad at white people because she just works with a bunch of racists. And she set up a YouTube channel where she would just rant about racism. And she's more radical than I am. I said, girl, you got some issues. You pretty upset right now because racism makes you crazy. Racism is a mental illness that breeds a mental illness. It's almost like if you live with a schizophrenic parent, you're more likely to become a schizophrenic yourself. Well, racism is the same way. White people, as a collective, are schizophrenic parents. So they have the mental illness of racism that they oppress upon us, and therefore we become mentally ill by trying to sort of navigate all of that, trying to make sense out of something that ain't supposed to make no sense, right? So anyway. So she did her channel. Her gift was she just wanted to talk about racial issues and all that stuff. And people started following her channel. They would listen to her videos. She started doing videos every day. It was therapeutic. She was getting everything out. And during the course of this, she was getting fired from her job, which is what happens when you are a black person who's that radical and you're black in public and you're speaking up about it. So I told her, I said, just keep building your YouTube channel. You got 3,000 subscribers. Pretty soon you'll have 6,000. Then you have 10. Then you have 15. Then you'll start making some money. So she kept doing that. And she reached out to me recently, and she said, this was a year and a half in, and she said, Boyce, I just got a check for $4,500 from YouTube. I said, somebody, I'm not going to tell you who it is because y'all can go look it up if y'all want to. And I said, really? Good for you. And I said, I think that's more than you made on your job, right? She said, yeah, pretty much. And I said, good. Now you're making money doing what you love. You love getting on the YouTube talking shit about white people? Okay, good for you. Power to the people. Now, mind you, I don't want to spend so much time talking shit about white people, excuse my French, because, I will tell you the truth, but I don't want to be mad because, to me, when you're angry at someone or something, it's like if you're really, really mad about your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, it means you never got over that person, right? So if I'm sitting there ranting about how my ex-girlfriend did this and she did that and she ain't shit, then that means that there's a part of her or part of me that she still has a grip on. So if I really want to be free, I need to learn how to let that go, right? But at the same time, though, I'm happy for her because now her channel's built up and she's making thousands of dollars every month doing something that's connected to her passion. You see, the thing that we have to understand is that in this new economy, you have the opportunity to do something that is connected fundamentally with your passion. You don't have to think of work as something that you do, that you tolerate so you can barely get by. Because it ain't like these jobs are making you rich. It ain't like, seriously, it'd be one thing if you were struggling and suffering so you can make $1 million a year. Then I'd say, good, endure the struggle, keep going. But you're not. You're struggling and suffering, giving away valuable hours of your life. Think about this. There's nothing you spend more time in your life doing than going to work. Nothing. You don't spend more time having sex. You don't spend more time with your kids. You don't spend more time watching TV because you can't. There's 16 hours in a day, 24 hours in a day, 16 waking hours in a day. If you're working 8 to 10 hours, and you spend 10 hours out of that 16 either at work, coming home from work, getting ready for work, going to work, or recovering from work. So work literally eats up your whole life for what? So you can just survive? Seriously? Is that the life that you want? Is that the life you signed up for? No. And I see people that do this because, again, it's not your fault. This is what you were raised on, a lot of us. So you give away your life, 100,000 precious hours of your life to, do this thing you don't even want to do just so you can survive. And then what happens is you get away from it and you just go crazy. Maybe you drink a lot on the weekends. You have a lot of random sex. You go on vacation and sit around and do nothing because you're so tired of working every day. And when you're free, it's a different experience because people are like, well, Boyce, why would you go on vacation and still work? I'm like, well, because I like what I do. Like, I don't want to go get away from what I like talking to black people every day. I like writing articles about thoughtful issues. I like being an intellectual every day. That's fun for me. If you tell me to not be an intellectual, to not talk about black people, that's going to be stressful, right? So when I go on a cruise, I get up in the morning on the cruise. I'll go downstairs, eat the little breakfast, the free breakfast they have, have some pancakes, and be on my laptop and enjoy, loving every minute of it. After 3-4 hours, I'll go take a nap. So you want a life that suits you, that makes you happy, whatever that is. And the only barrier, the only thing blocking you from that life might be a few $1,000s a month, $3,000-$4,000 a month. And that's why I say consistently that the number one skill that every black child in America needs to learn, your kids included, is how to start a damn business and be a really good entrepreneur. Because if they're a really good entrepreneur, they can easily scarf up $3,000-$4,000 a month like it ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing. A good entrepreneur can easily pull together an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month, even $10,000 a month, like it ain't nothing. If they know what they're doing, if they're good at what they do. So that's I'm just here to tell you the truth, and the funny thing is that when you get public and you're out here and I go, there's not a city I go to now where there's not a black person who recognizes me, and I love it. It's an honor. But it's really funny because people think that because you're famous, you must be telling a lie. Or people think that because you're famous, you must be sleeping with every woman. You must be, you must be a corrupt crook. You must be out here swindling black folks. You must be out here doing something horrible. And I'm like, no, I'm still the same dude I was, before I did all of this. It's just now maybe I can talk a little more shit because I'm not scared of nobody financially. I'm not worried that, oh my God, if I get out of line, the white man gonna get mad at me. He gonna fire me for my job. I don't get up with that fear every day. And I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, it makes me get along better with white people because they don't have anything that they can hold over my head. I'm very nice to white people when I meet them. They're really surprised. Sometimes they see my stuff and they get nervous, and I'm like, "What are you scared of?" I'm cool. I'm actually a nerdy. I grew up around white people. Anyway, okay. So let me give you something else. If you're looking to build a blog, let's say you want to build a blog or a website or something like that. Don't spend a lot of money. My friend Lene Javette, who actually teaches a crowdfunding class at theblackbusinessschool.com, she told me about, she became famous because she actually was a single mom who went and raised $10,000 in 30 days to start a business so she could quit her job. And I said, well, what did you do with your $10,000 when you got it? She said, first thing I did was I went and I spent $8,000 on my website. I said, well, you do know that was a huge mistake, right? She said, yeah, I know. And so basically when you build your first website, don't put a ton of money into it. I suggest keep it real simple. Just get into a rhythm, because right now if you're trying to go and start something on your own, first thing you're doing is you're trying to shift new habits. So it's like me, my problem is that, I get fat. I'm not as fat as I was, say, 2 months ago because I started eating fruits and vegetables and working on my exercise bike. But you get over 35, you just gain weight all the time. So when I would want to get in shape, sometimes I would get pumped up and inspired, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go and get back in the same shape I was in college, and I'd form this like really complex work plan or whatever, workout plan, and I would end up wearing myself out because my brain and body are not ready for that sort of rapid adjustment. So now what I do is I will start off with basic stuff. I'll do 50 jumping jacks in front of the microwave while my coffee is heating up, or I will ride my exercise bike while I'm on the phone. I'll do very basic things. I ease into the process. I don't force myself to suddenly start eating healthy. I'm not trying to be a vegan, but you know what? I might eat steak once a month instead of once a week. Right? So little things like that, little adjustments. So I encourage you, if you're trying to be a blogger or trying to have a platform or whatever it is, that's the key thing. To be an affiliate marketer, I believe that having a platform is beneficial. You may want to study Facebook advertising as well, if that's something you want to do. Twitter has an ad network. Instagram does ads. All these places do ads, but be very, very careful. Don't overspend until you know that you're making money. But when you're socializing, always be thinking about how you can monetize. You go to theblackcommercenetwork.com. If you sign up, then you go ahead and set your account up. If you have a business already and you want to be on the other side where people are selling products for your business, you can do that as well. Just go to theblackcommercenetwork.com and fill out the form to apply. We're letting businesses in very, very slowly, but our goal is to create a marketplace. Because here's the thing, when people talk about the economic struggle of black people, There are some people who say black people need jobs. We need more jobs. And I'm like, no, we don't really need jobs, because those jobs are with companies that are controlled by our oppressor. So a job is better than no job, but a job does not really free you from white supremacy. It actually makes you more indebted to it. And then there are people who will say, we just need to learn how to make money. We need more businesses, things like that. And I say, yeah, we do need businesses. Absolutely. Businesses are better than jobs, because you have, various forms of economic freedom that you don't have when you work for somebody else. However, what we really need are not so much just jobs or just, businesses. We need businesses too. We need economies. We need avenues of trade. That's where you're bringing together consumers. Let's say it's Black Friday. Let's say it's Christmas. Black Friday's coming up. So where are black people going to spend money? Everybody's saying, buy black, buy black, buy black. Well, sometimes they're like, I want to buy black, but I can't find a black company to buy from. So what you need are marketplaces where black companies are like, hey, I'm over here. Here's my URL. I've been working on my business. It's ready. We're going to give you good customer service. We're really going to make sure you get what you desire. You can buy from us, right? And the other thing too is an affiliate market doesn't just sort of bring together the companies and the consumers. It actually brings together the companies and the affiliates. So you have another form of trade going on there. And I can tell you that our business, when we make a product, when we decide to start selling something, we don't believe, number one, we don't believe we have to build a blog to do it. We have, your Facebook page takes 5 minutes to set up. A Twitter page, Instagram, all these things, a YouTube channel takes just a couple of minutes. I have a SoundCloud account where I do my audio. When I do my podcasts, I'll record and I'll put it on SoundCloud. We have 400,000 people on our email list. We have a vast network that we develop, and our goal at the end of the day is through this network to just allow things to flow through it. A lot of it's information we give. If you follow us, if you subscribe to us, we are probably inundated with a ton. Let's see, an affiliate for the Black Business School. You're part of the Black Business School. If you're an affiliate for the Black Business School, go sign up at theblackcommercenetwork.com. Don't just stay in the Black Business School, because that program, we decided to flip away from that program and go to the Black Commerce Network. So sign up at theblackcommercenetwork.com. That's where you can sign up to be an affiliate. But anyway, through our network, it's like, think about it like veins in a body. Veins have what? They have blood going through them, right? So for us, the blood is, information. It's trade. It's information. But then also, we also ask for other people to put skin in the game. We try to build an economy. So we say, okay, here's a lot of free information. We're going to really show you a lot of value. And then every now and then we'll say, hey, we got this class, we have this book, or we have this new film, we have these t-shirts, we have something that we hope that will benefit you, that you'll want to buy. And we hope that you'll consider us as someone you'll buy from. And it's just like love. Just like love. Economies are built the same way love relationships are built. Let me explain. I'm actually working on this. I'm working on a lecture series called Black Love and Economics, explaining economics concepts through love, because I think love is fundamental, something that we know. We don't have to be taught love. So if I connect it back to something then it'll be very easy to understand the financial concepts. You won't see it as a foreign thing. So here's the thing. Think about love. When you are, I talked to my son about this. I said, think about when you meet a girl and you want her attention, and you're serious. You really like her. You want to respect her. You want to treat her well, but she doesn't know that, right? She's like, are you a dog? Are you a liar? What kind of man are you, right? So maybe she's got some walls up. She's a little worried about whether or not you're going to take advantage of her, right? So the first thing you must do is you must communicate value. You show value. You show, maybe you pay her a compliment, take her out to get something to eat. You're giving free things. You're kind of saying, hey, let me feed you. Let me spend time with you. Let me call you. Let me be there for you. And every time you're showing value, the walls are going down slowly but surely. And she's starting to realize, okay, this guy is really serious. He's here for the long haul, or he's going to treat me well, or whatever it is, whatever your criteria might be. And then at some point, though, it can't be just give and ask for nothing back. Well, at some point I said, then if there's something that you would want from her, and hopefully it ain't just, it should, I hope it's more than that, but I'm not judging. But whatever it is you want, at some point you can ask for a return on the value, but you have to communicate value first. So then you may say, hey, can I have a little kiss? Or what, can I come by your house? Or whatever. And it's because you communicated other forms of value to let the walls go down so that you can show that you're different. So in our love relationship with the distrustful black consumer, black people don't trust each other. We have the same problems doing business with each other that we have staying married to each other and forming relationships with each other, because we're afraid of being traumatized. We're worried that somebody's going to exploit us. We're worried that black business is going to rip us off. Black businesses are worried about black consumers showing up broke or complaining or stealing stuff, whatever. whatever, right? So you have to be able to communicate value in order to let the barrier down. So what we do with black customers is I'm like, okay, black people, they've been exploited to death by bootleg pastors, by, snake oil salesmen, by people pretending that have credentials and expertise who ain't really got it. You got these people out here that got their PhD on the weekend and run around saying I'm doctor this and doctor that and don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I said, let me show some real value. So when you sign up, for example, when you come to any of our avenues to sign up, like for example, if you sign up for my free ebook at drboycewatkins.net, you can actually get a free copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, A New Paradigm for Black America. You can go to drboycewatkins.net. I want you to go to drboycewatkins.net and sign up, and then watch what happens. What's going to happen is you're going to get a ton of value. You're going to get information. You won't be able to hang around me. I brag about this. This is the only area where I brag. I try not to brag because I don't want to be arrogant or anything. But one area where I do brag is I tell people, you can't hang around me for too long without learning. My information, my education, my intelligence, whatever you want to call it, is infectious. Don't hang around me unless you want if you want your IQ score to go up within a few months, because what will happen is you're going to start seeing stuff in your email. You're going to start getting all kinds of information and value and new perspectives and new ways of seeing the world and all these things. And now, why am I doing that? Well, part of it is obviously because I want to be helpful. I want to support my community. That's what a black man's supposed to do. But also at the end of the day, there has to be something that sustains what we're doing, right? So there is a point where I say, okay, I've shown you tons and tons of value. Hey, I could really use your help. We don't want to go out and beg these white folks for money. We don't want to beg these corporations for money, because if we do that, they're going to just kill our voice. I won't be able to do what I'm doing with you every day because I'm going to have to go beg massa to pay my bills and all this other stuff. So we have this class. We've given you a fair price, or we have this program, or we have this book, or we have this new film. I hope that you'll come and support the film. In fact, we'll give you a discount because you've been so loyal, and we'll meet you halfway if we can work something out. Right? So, of course, you'll still have some of those black people that'll be like, oh, well, why are you selling stuff? You're supposed to be giving it away for free. Well, the reason we can't give everything away for free is because, number one, black people are not a charity case. We spend $1 trillion a year on Jordans and cars and movie tickets and everything else. But then number two, if we give everything away for free, then our business will die. Our business will be gone, right? But the thing that we do is we communicate tremendous value, so that when I say, hey, you spent $100,000 a year going to college, give us a try. I bet you that if you spend some time with us and we have a money back guarantee, you spend time with us, you're going to learn more with us than you learned in college, because we know some stuff that your university doesn't even know. They don't hire professors like me. I was one of the best in the world, by the way. I'm not bragging, but if you look at my dissertation, the people on my dissertation are actually some of the leading scholars in the world in their field. So I'm not just an average PhD in finance, even though there's no such thing as that, because PhDs in finance are really hard to get. But even beyond that, what we're teaching here, what we do here, you don't see this anywhere else. I dare you, go look around the globe and try to find anybody that's doing what we're doing right here, because I know that what we're doing is 100% authentic, 100% powerful. There's nothing generic about any of this, and I make sure of that. Okay, so let me see here. Let me go down and grab some more of your questions. So let me give you the URL in case you have to go. theblackcommercenetwork.com. That's the website you can go to sign up for the Black Commerce Network. And become an affiliate, theblackcommercenetwork.com. Also, Saturday we start the Black Wealth Bootcamp. That's behind my head. That's the powerful course that we teach. We have thousands of alumni who do businesses together and things like that after it's done. It's a 5-week course. It'll be the best class you ever took. You can sign up for that at theblackwealthbootcamp.com. The password you can use to get 30% off is Dr. Boyce Special. One word, Dr. Boyce Special. Theblackwealthbootcamp.com. Also, if you're interested in building a blog, let's say you really want to blog and you want to monetize your blog. As I told you, we've made over $1 million, probably $2 million by now, on just the advertisements on our blogs alone. When you have a lot of traffic flow through, there are tons of ad networks out here that you can have installed on your blog. Now, let me tell you how we were able to make money on our blog. That put us ahead of the curve. We didn't do what everybody else did. See, a lot of our competitors, what they did, not competitors, a lot of other black online outlets, what they do is they go to white corporations and ask them to give them money for advertisements. And what happens is maybe one out of every 50 of these companies succeed. Because the thing is that these white folks only got so much money. They only got so many black people they're going to sponsor, right? And then on top of that, if you get out of line, if you say something, if you say something that they don't like, they'll cut you off in a minute, right? I mean, you see poor Donna Brazile getting chopped from CNN this week, right? I mean, when you get out of line, you do something they're not comfortable with, then you're gone. So I said, well, number one, I don't want to be sitting in line begging these companies to sponsor our stuff. We ain't got that much time, and I ain't trying to do that. Number two, I want to be free. I want to have freedom of speech. So what we did was we studied the technology of advertising networks. There are dozens and dozens of companies that will where you just put a snippet of code in your blog and you can make money on the ads on the blog just from the traffic. Now, what you got to do, which is the hard part, is you got to find a way to get the traffic. As Lamar Tyler, who runs blackandmarriedwithkids.com with his wife Ronnie, I think this year they made $1.3 million just promoting black family and marriage. I mean, how beautiful is that? Making $1.3 million a year promoting black family and marriage. That's possible. That's doable. They quit their jobs so they could literally just talk about black family and marriage and how wonderful it is for black people to love each other. And they make $1.3 million a year. Lamar didn't get that for free, though. Nobody gave him that. Lamar went and he spent probably $30,000 over different years. He didn't spend it all at once, but he invested heavily taking classes from people who could teach him how to do this. Right? And so what Lamar says, and he teaches a class called Traffic, Sales, and Profit. And he says there's 3 ways to get traffic. You can build it, meaning you just build it organically. You share your articles on your Facebook feed, or maybe if you even send them to me, if you send me your stuff and you tell me to put it up on my Facebook page, I can do that. Also, we have advertising plans, all that stuff. I'm gonna give you remind me to give you my email address when I'm done, so you can, in case you want to reach out. So you can either build it. You can buy it, which is like through advertising. You can buy Facebook ads, you buy Twitter ads, whatever, or you can borrow it. Borrowing it might mean that you get on somebody else's platform and ask them to share their platform so that you can get some traffic off of their platform. As I said, if you guys send me stuff, videos, or whatever, or articles, I don't mind sharing your stuff. And so anyway, when you get that traffic flow, if you have ads on your site, you can make money from the ads. I mean, it literally is like, okay, if you had a big traffic burst that day, you made extra money that day. And so the thing I did also was I spent money sending my partner, who was my assistant at the time, I sent her to these conferences to learn how to put the ads on the site in the way that it was going to maximize the monetization. You don't just flop the ads on there. There's a way you have to do it. And so actually, she has a company now where she does that for people. And so if you want to email her and have her monetize your blog for you, I can give you the email address right now. The email, tell her I sent you, so maybe she'll give you a discount. Write this down. Pull your pen out. Write this down. The email address is info@blackwebsolutions.com. That's info@blackwebsolutions.com. So you can, if you go to Black Web Solutions, they can actually put the ads into your site, build your site, make it look beautiful, and do it at a fair price. Somebody mentioned Amazon. You know what? Amazon is funny. I have never felt great about Amazon because their commission is so damn low. I may revisit it at some point, but historically, I've always felt. I mean, it was their affiliate program with the stuff that I saw. They would pay like less than 10% on a sale. So you sell a $20 book, you make $2. I mean, that ain't bad, but but if you sell like 3 books a day, I mean that's $6 a day. That's not really a lot of money. And so maybe if you guys know something about Amazon that I don't know, please feel free to email me. In fact, let me give you my email address before I forget. Write this down too. And if you're commenting, please type it in the comments so everybody can have it. It's Boyce@BoyceWatkins.com. It's just like my name, Boyce@BoyceWatkins.com. You can email me. Now, what's going to happen when you email me is I may not email you back. I just want to make sure you know that, because sometimes people be like, I emailed you 4 times, you didn't email me back. Well, that's because I get about 1,247 messages a day. So I can't respond to everything. If I did, my fingers would fall off and become arthritic from typing too much. But what I did with my email, because I'm always trying to figure stuff out. I'm always trying to figure out how we can build this new nation using technology and being efficient. So what I did was I took a lot of information and I put it in the email, right? Everything you can think of from taking a class from us, to joining one of our networks like the Commerce Network to help you get your business off the ground, to if you want a consultation with me. There are people that say they want a one-on-one consultation. It ain't free, but we do have one-on-one and small group consultations where I'll meet with a group of you, a small group, and we talk strategy, whatever. You can email my manager. She can set that up. if people want me for a speaking engagement to come to their city, the good thing about being what I call an economic ninja is, and I'm not saying I'm the greatest on earth at this, but I think I'm pretty dang good. Is the good thing about being an economic ninja is that when you see money in a lot of different frameworks, a lot of different ways, and you can slice it, dice it, and see it in different, sort of visions, it allows you to figure out how to make things work. It allows you to say, okay, well, you don't have this, but you have that, and I don't have this, but I have that. So why, instead of trading this for that, why don't we trade that for this or that for that? You see what I mean? And so basically what that allows me to do, for example, is somebody may call another person. They may say, hey, Dr. Boyce, we want you to come speak in our city, and we ain't got no money. Well, that's a hard thing to work, because somebody says the boot camp have a payment plan. Yes, theblackwealthbootcamp.com. You can get a payment plan of as low as $99 a month. The total price is $299, but you can't do the $99 a month option. So one person may say, the speaking fee is $8,000, and somebody says, well, I don't have any money. So they say, I'm sorry, we can't do it. So it doesn't happen. Whereas what our team is able to do, because we see money in a lot of different ways, is we'll say, okay, well, you don't have money, but what other value do you have? For example, if you say, somebody says your boot camp for blacks only. No, you don't have to be black to be in the boot camp, but black people come first. We live in a world where everybody else's people always are coming first. I go Claude Anderson with it. Claude Anderson, if you read his books on Powernomics and Black Labor, White Wealth, one thing Claude Anderson says, and I agree with him, is that descendants of slaves have a unique position in this country, but yet we have been molded and we have been sort of meshed in with everybody else. Like mashed potatoes, we get mixed in with every other group who ain't white, the Asians and handicapped people and white women, and everybody drowns us out. We get watered down when ain't none of those people dealt with 400 years of slavery. Ain't none of those people owed reparations like we are. So no, we are a separate class. So in the Black Wealth Bootcamp, the Black Wealth Bootcamp was designed for black people. Now, if you're white and you want to come in, of course, we're not going to hate you. Black people are loving people. We're not as insane as the racists who mistreated us for 400 years. We don't do that to people. So you can come in, just know that this is our HBCU. This is our space. We come first. Our kids come first. Point blank, period. Unapologetically black. So yeah, you can be white and come into the Black Wealth Bootcamp. I would have no problem with you being there. So anyway, so what happens is that because we see money in a different way, we can work with people. So we might say something like, well, okay, well, if you don't have the speaking fee, well, what do you have? Okay, well, you're a member of a mega church and you have, how many members do you have? You have 1,000 members. Well, if you can get 200 members to buy a $30 ticket, in advance, and then let us sell some tickets, then we'll sell some tickets. We'll help you out. We'll market your event. Open the door for the community. Let us sell some tickets. You sell your tickets on your end. Have everybody chip in $30, and you'll have me there at your church, right? So at the end of the day, my point is that when you teach your kids, and this is going back to your children. Remember, I don't teach this class for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking through you. I'm talking to your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids, because I know that if I have enough of an impact on you, you're going to go back and you're going to tell other people what you heard here, and that's going to influence them. You're going to set new norms and traditions in your family that'll last for the next 200 or 300 years after you're gone. It's all about the afterlife. So, look, if you want your kids to be successful, if you want your kids to get ahead in this world, what you have to be able to do is prepare them to understand economics well enough to be able to plant the seeds that are going to give them the life that they want, that are going to make them empowered, that are going to help them feel like they have options when it comes to life. A lot of black people are depressed because we ain't got no damn options. We feel trapped. It works actually with lab rats. They did an experiment with lab rats where basically they tested like what their what do you call it, not oxytocin, I forgot what the chemical is. It's not oxytocin, not phenylethylamine, not dopamine. It's oh my gosh, I forgot. Serotonin. The serotonin levels in their brain to determine if they were depressed or not. And so what they found was that rats who were trapped and couldn't get out would end up being more depressed than the rats who had options. So the thing is, when you have economic skill, and you understand how money works, and the economic options you have in the richest country in the world, then you don't feel trapped. You're less likely to feel angry and upset and vulnerable and hurt because of what somebody else is doing, because you don't care what they're doing, because you know you can walk out the door. Think about the difference between imagine you're dealing with somebody who's abusing you and mistreating you, and you're stuck in a room with them and the door's locked and there are no windows. You could literally lose your mind. But imagine if somebody just opened the door. Imagine if you just had a key. Well, you could just walk out. Well, then you're not going to be as mad at the person. They're not going to get to you as much, right? So with us economically as black folks, the reason you get so mad, the reason that white supremacy and racism bother you so much is because you're locked in a room with no windows and you don't have a way out. So what I want to say to you is build a key for yourself, but teach your children to walk in the room with the key in hand. Understanding economics is the key. When they say, well, you know what? My daddy taught me how to start a business, so if I don't like this job, I can go do my side hustle full time and I'm gonna be all right. Usually it's only maybe $3,000, again, only about $3,000 a month, keeping most people away from the life that they want to have. And I'm not talking about vacationing in fancy cars and private jets. I'm talking about just being able to stay home and watch Netflix if you're pissed off that day. Little stuff like that. Being able to pick up your daughter and go to the movies with her on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm talking about being able to go and when your mother's dying, being able to go to visit her and stay with her for a month and sit by her deathbed and spend the last month with her without having the boss on the phone saying, when are you going to come back to work? And this is real stuff. I have a friend who went through that, and she said, I had been listening to what you were saying, but I was so scared to quit my job. She said, now my mother's dying and I can't go spend time with her, and my siblings and I are fighting because we're worried about having to go to work, so we can't stay with her at the hospital. And I wish I could just sit with my mother because my mother's going to be gone. And I'm not making this up. I'm not just sort of throwing this stuff out there. I'm telling you guys the honest to God truth. So this ain't just about money. Money is the tool. That is the vehicle for what really matters. You see, money is the tool to help you modify what really matters. So that's the best way I can lay it out for you. I mean, I hope that you're convinced. I know some people may think, oh, he's just talking, he's just making stuff up, he's just trying to get y'all to just buy something. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it would be nice. I mean, for people to invest in us. I mean, the amount of money you spend with other stuff. I mean, I hope you'll spend some of that with us because we have black people that we feed with our company. But at the end of the day, it's a matter of truth. It's a matter of saying what's the next move I'm going to make. And your next move really does have to be your smartest move. So let me give you a few, pull out your pens again. Let me give you the information that you can use to sort of execute some of this. If you want to join the Black Commerce Network for free and become part of the network, you can go to theblackcommercenetwork.com. That's theblackcommercenetwork.com. If you want to join the Black Wealth Bootcamp, the class that I teach, you can sign up at theblackwealthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. Use the discount code Dr Boyce Special, one word, Dr Boyce Special, and you can get 30% off. If you want to know more about our other programs and other things I offer, this is actually the most important URL actually. blackfinancialliteracy.com. If you go to blackfinancialliteracy.com, you'll see a whole bunch of programs, a whole bunch of things that we offer. So you can just kind of pick. If you keep coming back, we'll keep adding stuff to the page. That's blackfinancialliteracy.com. Also, if you want to have your website built, if you want to jump into, blogging and all this other stuff, I'm good at blogging. Like I said, my YouTube, the proof is in the potato salad, right? The universities, a lot of times, they'll have somebody teaching you something who never actually did it. I know that for a fact because I used to be one of those people. And because you spend so much time studying, you don't actually have time to go get experience in the field. You just learn from reading books. You learn from research studies. You don't actually learn from being out there. So, basically, the proof that I know the blogging game is, as I said, our blogs have been read over 100 million times. My YouTube channel hit 40 million last month. You can go to the channel, youtube.com/Dr Boyce Watkins. We have 158,000 subscribers. We get about 3 million views a month. People watch 15 million minutes of video on our channel per month. But actually, I want that to go up because one of my secret goals is I want to be part of the revolution to develop independent black media. You see, the problem is right now, black people have no media. All we have is people that work for corporate media. And the problem with corporate media is that they're going to give you money, but they're going to control your message. They're not going to let you really say what needs to be said. Also, when elections come around, you need a lot of people that are going to give you all the possibilities, not just sort of tell you to go vote for one candidate or another, because the money determines what message they put out to you. I don't like that very much. So the list goes on and on. Let me see here. If you want your blog to be built, you can actually email info@blackwebsolutions.com. That's info@blackwebsolutions.com. Now, in fact, before I go, I got into it so much. I really get into. Somebody says, please don't erase this video so we can watch it again. If you want to watch it again, if you're on Periscope, it's going to disappear in 24 hours. If you want to see it again, what I'll probably do is I'll take a recording. I'll put it actually in the Black Business School. We have a class where the first month is free, where I add all my financial content to this class. You can actually sign up for this. The first month is free. The URL is blackmoney101.com. That's blackmoney101.com. Now, Black Money 101 is a great introductory class for somebody who's just trying to sort of get, integrated into the culture of wealth building, sort of introduced to that idea, where you can sort of see what's out there and kind of understand it from a basic level. So I'm trying to do all these little things to kind of get people used to it, because it's really hard, because you have a lot of people that are used to a culture of sports. Basketball, football camp come around, they'll go spend $300, put their kids in football camp and basketball camp and all this other stuff. And what's sad about that is that 99.9% of those kids playing basketball will never be in the NBA. They'll never make a nickel playing basketball. A lot of the kids playing football are actually getting brain damage. And so I'm not against basketball, against football, but I don't think that should be where we put the majority of our effort. What else? Entertainment, just rapping and singing and all that stuff. We're really big on that. Well, 99.9% of all really good rappers I know don't make any money as rappers. The only rappers I know who are able to really make the game work for them are the people that I've talked to. Just in the last 24 hours, I talked to 2 rappers I know who are very good personal friends of mine. One is a rapper named D1, DEE1, very cool guy down in New Orleans. The other one is a rapper named Killer Mike. Killer Mike was at the All Black National Convention, set it on fire, did an amazing job. These 2 guys make plenty of money, not because they are great rappers. They make plenty of money because they understand economics and business. When I talk to D1, we don't talk about going into the studio and making hot lyrics and hot songs. Tell this to your son. Your son comes up and says, I want to be a rapper, mama, or your daughter or whatever. Tell them this, please. Tell them to look up D1. D1 and I talk business. He's talking about marketing strategies. We're talking about monetization processes. We're talking about distribution options. We're talking about how to build up a fan base, at a budget. I mean, we're talking about all these things that have nothing to do with music, because he knows that if he doesn't know how to control and develop a platform, then it doesn't matter if he makes the greatest music in the world. Ain't nobody gonna hear it. The best music in the world is music that nobody ever hears. And when I talk to Killer Mike, we talk about politics. That's it. We don't talk about rap. We talk about music as an avenue to express politics. But we were on the phone. We were talking about the Democrats and Bernie Sanders and Donna Brazile and that whole scandal and all that. That's what we talk about. We talk about things that intelligent black men discuss when they're looking to build their community. So he happens to be a rapper. I happen to be a scholar. I happen to be a financial expert, etc. We only see those professions as tools through which we as black men can build a nation that is going to be strong for the next generation. And we're thinking as much about our kids and grandkids as we are about ourselves. So just sort of helping you kind of understand this, I think it's more. And somebody's asking, what's the course on building a blog? We don't have a course specifically exactly on the blog building process, but we do have something that I think will be very helpful to you. The first month on this course is also free. It's at greatblackwriters.com. If you go to greatblackwriters.com, you can sign up for the course that I co-teach with Dr. Tyra Selden. Now, let me tell you about this class. Number one, the first month is free, so you can try it out for the first month, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you get in there and you just think it's whack, then you can go ahead and just whatever you do, you can just decide, like, you know what, this was garbage, I don't want, give me my money back. And you can email support@theblackbusinessschool.com to get your money back if you have any technical difficulties. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com. So anyway, that's the thing about the class. First month is free, money back guarantee. But the other thing is this. Look, what makes the course unique is that basically Dr. Tyra Selden holds down the literary side of everything. Dr. Tyra Selden has a doctorate in literature. Dr. Tyra Selden has made millions of dollars as a curriculum writer. She's made money teaching literature to college students for many, many years. She has edited my books for me. Dr. Tyra Selden has done everything you can do as a writer. She can break down and dissect your writing. She can tell you if it's good or if it's not, what happens with the structure. She's written scripts, she's written curricula, she's written novels, she's written everything. Where I come in as the guy who failed English class. Let me say that I failed English class pretty much every time I took English. But I learned how to write by keeping a journal. I was writing a journal. I was writing a lot in the journal, and the journal was very therapeutic. I was getting my ideas on paper, and so I don't have writer's block because I practiced writing with my journal. So I got to the point where from reading a lot and writing a lot, I got to know what a good sentence feels like. So I can write in a way that grips you and communicates with you, but it's not necessarily always going to be grammatically perfect, right? Because I don't know a dangling participle from a piece of chicken. Okay. Now, the other thing that I'm able to add to the course is I have been able to monetize independently the writing that I do. I know what it takes to build a platform. I know what it takes to build a brand. That's why you watch me now, because you know who I am, right? I know what it takes to take your ideas and communicate them to people and add value in a way such that you are able to monetize and feed your family with what you do for a living. And so I take all of that stuff. I teach you a lot of the tricks and tips and tools that I've learned through the years. Like, for example, a lot of my friends, they'll publish a book and they'll be waiting for somebody to give them a book deal. And I tell them, you know what, you're going to be waiting so long that you're eventually going to have dust hanging from your nose and icicles, because, most people I know seeking book deals don't ever get them. And when they do get them, the book deals suck. I've never gotten a book deal, but I've sold over 100,000 books. And so what, I tell them is there is a process where you can publish your own book. See, back in 05, 06, when I first started publishing books, the word self-published was kind of taboo. Like, you felt kind of embarrassed. Like, gosh, I don't want to say I'm self-published. But now, self-published is a badge of honor. That's the smart way to publish a book. You publish it on your own. And so I go through the whole process, because these are things we learned the hard way, things where we screwed up and we're like, oh, no, we're not going to do it like that next time, because it cost us $3,000 last time. So just for a very low fee, we spit the whole game at you. We help you learn everything. It's better than college. If you want to know, I have 5 kids that I consider to be my own kids. I have a biological daughter, and I have god kids, and I have 1 son, and these are all my children. I'm the daddy. They need something from a dad. They call me. And out of those 5 kids, 2 of them have college degrees. 1 went to Columbia, 1 went to my alma mater, University of Kentucky. The other 3 don't. All 3 of the other 3 came to me and said, should I go back to college? And I said, well, it's up to you to decide if you want to go back to school. But at the very least, you're going to learn. So you're going to learn. You just don't necessarily need a university to do it. But if you want to hang out with me, I can show you how to make money, which is why a lot of people go to college anyway. And also hanging out with me, again, if you hang out, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, if you hang out with me long enough, you're not going to be stupid. I'm going to teach you, because I just teach. We could be sitting there eating a cheeseburger and I'm going to be teaching stuff, because that's what I do. I just drop information. I'm always talking about stuff. And so anyway, with that said, in this course, we kind of just break down all of that. Like, so if you write a book, how do you get your book in print? Well, Dr. Selden will tell you how to write a good book and how to make sure you get it done. And then I'll talk to you about how to get the book in print, how to actually sell the book once it's done, how to market the book without spending a ton of money. For example, a lot of people think that if they make a book and they just tell everybody, hey, I got a book, that people just rush to buy it. Yeah, good luck. I mean, yeah, you just try that. Go, tell everybody on your Facebook page that you just got a new book out, and see how quickly they don't buy it. Or maybe you'll sell 2 copies and for $20. And so what you gonna do with $20? You can't live off that, right? So at the end of the day, there are so many things that you learn, that. I would have easily paid $100,000 for this information, because it would have saved me probably $500,000 in stupid decisions, like hiring publicists for $3,000 a month who don't do anything for you. I've hired publicists. I probably hired maybe 20 publicists in my life. Maybe 2 of them worked out. Well, the 2 really good ones got me on national TV, got me on CNN, all this other stuff. The other 18 were just like kissing frogs. I swear to God, it was the most horrendous experience ever. Imagine if you've only got an extra, $3,000 in your budget, and you got to give $2,500 to a publicist who wants their money in advance, who wants the money before they even show you that they can deliver any value, right? And you write that check, and they don't even start working till the check clears. Not till you write the check, till the check clears. One lady, this freaking lady, it makes me want to cuss. I'm a cuss. This fucking lady. Let me tell you what this lady did. I sound like I'm out of control. Let me calm down. This lady literally sat on the phone with me for hours, telling me how great of a publisher she was. I worked with this person. I worked with Denzel. That blah, blah, blah. She didn't work with none of these people. She had only worked with them like a little bit, but she put them on her resume. Was my best buddy. I went ahead, took the plunge, because I was like, I really want to succeed. I'm going to write this check for $2,500, and I'm going to just move forward. I wrote a check to this lady, mailed it to her. She put it in the bank account. It didn't clear. Why did it not clear? Because the money was there. It didn't clear because my bank was like, this check is big. Somebody must have broken into his account. So what they did was they called me at 4:30. They said, well, Dr. Watkins, if you don't call us back by 5 o'clock, we're not going to clear the check. So I called her and I said, hey, the check didn't clear. So she calls me and leaves me a message and says something like, she says, well, hey, Dr. Boyce, I want to work. I want to help you. But the check didn't clear. So go ahead and clear the check so I can get started. So literally she would not lift a finger and do a single thing until the check cleared. So I was like, okay, well, let me call the bank. Let me go figure this out, blah, 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 blah. So we cleared the check. And do you know that once that check cleared, that lady did not talk to me for a month, did not talk to me for a whole month. And then I told my brother, I said, watch this. I said, I bet you at the end of the month, when it's time for me to write her another check for another month, she's not going to call me with any concrete offers. She's going to call me with possibilities. Like, hey, well, I've got this one place, they're thinking about bringing you in as a speaker, and this other place, they're thinking about booking you for a TV show, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know what I told her? I said, okay, well, you know, I can't write you another check for $2,500, but how about this? If you go get me that speech, whatever I make on that speech, you can have 70% of the money. And do you know what happened? The lady disappeared. She was gone. And that's just one story I could tell you. I swear. So over time, you just learn little tricks. Like, you know, like I learned eventually, I don't need a publicist. I don't have a publicist. I don't want a publicist. They cost too much. And so, you know, that's the kind of stuff we teach in greatblackwriters.com. So you can go check that out. If you're interested in becoming a writer or even just a public figure in general on any level, greatblackwriters.com, I think, is literally the best. There's no class out there like it. You can't no university teach you how to become Boyce Watkins. I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm not saying, oh, Boyce Watkins is the greatest, whatever. But go to a university that's going to charge you $100,000 to go to their school, through $30,000 and $40,000 a year. And I want you to identify how many faculty they have who are as well known as me. There's not a single street or a single city I can go to in this country where brothers and sisters are not going to recognize me on the street. That's because we strategically built the platform over time so that we could reach a lot of people. So the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in what we've done. You're not going to get that at a university, but they're going to charge you a whole lot more money. So what I'm trying to do is help people break out of that line of thinking that says, if I want knowledge, I got to go to a university. That's not where the best knowledge is. In fact, the biggest tech companies now are turning away from universities to train people. They're like, yeah, okay, you could spend $200,000 going to Stanford and you're going to have 4 years of partying and drinking beer and meeting girls and you're going to learn a few things along the way. But they said instead, what they wanted to do was they said, look, we need you to be trained. Like, if you can come work for Apple, we need you to learn how to program for Apple. We need you to learn how to, if you're going to come work at Facebook, we need you to learn, you know, all the computer languages. We don't really need you to tell me that you spent half your time drinking beer and meeting girls. So what they did was they created their own online university. I don't know what it was called, but they created their own online university where people pay like $200 a month, and they teach you everything you need to know to go work at Apple, Facebook, or Google. And then when you get done, if you're good, if you're in the top 50% or so of the students, you get a job there. And if you're not in the top 50%, I think they give you your money back. I got to go find the name of that university, but I love it. And it's a beautiful model. So that's kind of what we did for black people. The Black Business School was designed, simply put, as a low-cost, high-quality alternative to what people get at expensive universities. We don't put people in debt, but we give you knowledge that is more direct toward the needs of the community, that also teach you how to build, not so much how to go work for other people. So that's what we do. If you have any other questions, please let me answer a few more questions. Because when I act like I'm really into it, it's because I'm really into it. I'm not just pretending. This is life's work for me. I love this. In fact, that's why y'all make fun of me, but this is why I'm not married, because if you know, I'm sure a lot of women would think I'm very strange, but I've given my life to this, and I'm dedicated to the community, and this is what I believe in. This is who I am. If you meet me in person, I don't change. I'm the same guy, and so this is something I believe that can actually make a difference in the world. And now that I have an opportunity to do that, now that I'm able to reach people, I'm not wasting that. So that's why I do what I do the way I do it. All right. So Kim McLeod says, Kim is in one of our programs, Ask Dr. Boyce. Kim always asks like really great questions, and they literally lead me to have to go research and think stuff through and stuff like that. She says, Dr. Boyce, please explain the difference between a website and a platform. I might know the answer, but I want to make sure that I'm correct. Well, to me, to me, Kim, a website is a platform, but a platform may not be a website. So, to me, a platform is just something on which you can let your voice be heard. So a Facebook page can be a platform. You could create a Facebook page in 5 minutes. A Twitter account could be a platform. A YouTube channel can be a platform. A mailing list can be a platform. An Instagram page can be a platform. And for me as a teacher, for example, I might teach you in a lot of different ways. I might teach you through a 1 minute audio clip on SoundCloud. I might teach you through a 2-hour conversation on Facebook Live, like I'm doing right now. I might teach you in a webinar. I might teach you through a tweet. I might teach you through a Facebook status update. At the end of the day, it comes down to what I'm trying to say, who I'm trying to say it to, how much time I have, and what I feel like doing at that particular moment. So my phone becomes one of my tools of choice when it comes to really figuring out efficient ways to get the message out. So the way I communicate with you when I'm at home static, like right now, I've been home for 2 weeks, which has been awesome. That's when I'm able to do things in a certain way. But when I'm on the road, you might see me using my phone a little bit more. So but at the end of the day, the platform should help you achieve the goal. Every platform has to be sustained. NBC News, CNN has to be sustained. Somebody got to pay the bills up in that sucker, right? So for you got to say, when you do have a platform, what's going to sustain this platform? If I have a YouTube channel for women, for example, where are we going to make the money? Because I mean, the problem is people think the revolution is going to be free. People think activism does not come with an economic component to it. So you have these people that'll be like, I'm anti-capitalist and we anti-business, we're anti-money, anti-whatever. When then next thing you know what happens? Those very same people run around saying that they're anti-corporate America, anti-capitalist. They end up going back to those same corporations begging for a job because the corporations have all the money they need in order to feed their kids. So before you start the revolution, figure out how you're going to feed your kids, because the people you're revolting against are not going to feed your kids if you can't do it yourself. So for me, platforms are everything. I think platforms should be inexpensive. The only way you should spend more on a platform, to me, is when you're making more money. Then at that point, that's when you would spend. That's when you would spend a little bit more. Let me see. Let me go down and look at some more of your questions. Okay, I think I got to hit the refresh button here because I'm not seeing all the questions here. But I would say the main hub, if you want to see a lot of the programs in one location, is go to blackfinancialliteracy.com. That's blackfinancialliteracy.com, and a lot of the stuff is listed there. And also, if you want to start that wealth building, the wealth building course that we begin, or the Black Wealth, sorry, I'm losing my mind here. The Black Wealth Bootcamp, which starts on Saturday, you can join at theblackwwealthbootcamp.com. All right, so let me see here. Charles Spearman says, Dr. Boyce, what do you think of taking classes online to learn technology, such as learning how to build websites from scratch? I think it's very important. I think learning technology is probably the most important thing you can learn other than entrepreneurship. When I gave a speech to some young black boys about how to get ahead, it was part of one of our initiatives for Black Men United, or Organization for Black Men, which you can actually join at blackmenunited.net. That's blackmenunited.net. When I was speaking on behalf of Black Men United to some black boys, I was like, okay, what's a simple way to get these boys to understand what they need to do? I said, look, I want y'all to remember 2 words. And I said, y'all ready? They said, yeah. I said, I want you to remember technology and entrepreneurship. Technology and entrepreneurship. If you master those 2 things, then you will be able to conquer the world. Or at least from my experience, I'll just say this. The worlds that I have conquered, I haven't conquered the whole world, but I've conquered certain worlds. The worlds I've conquered were conquered through technology and entrepreneurship. We read all the latest magazines. We learn all the latest techniques. We learn all the latest strategies. We think outside the box. We don't do what everybody else is doing. We're always trying to figure out how to get a step ahead. We're always trying to figure out what's going to work without being stuck in the 1990s. Some of y'all are stuck in the 1990s. They got black people making money now the way you used to make money in 1988. And if you don't follow through on what people are doing right now, you're going to miss everything. You're going to miss everything. Do y'all even know that black people actually had a chance to own the fucking internet? And I'm not joking. A black man helped to develop the technology to create the internet, the whole naming system for the internet, the way everything's called a .com this and a .com that. He created all of that. A brother did. And the brother was like, this is going to be big. It was like 1984. So imagine 1984. Dougie Fresh is a teenager. Everybody's wearing Kangos. Michael Jackson's still cool. Life is very different at this time, right? 1984. He's like, this internet thing is going to take over the world. So he goes to black people. He goes to prominent, wealthy black people, and he's begging them, y'all need to invest in this internet thing. It's going to be huge. They're like, internet? What is this? I don't get it. George Fraser tells a story. And George Fraser, who runs FraserNet, he told me this story personally, but he also tells it in his speeches. So George said that this guy came to him and asked him to be one of the investors. And do you know what George said that he was thinking? He said, he literally admits, he says, I was thinking, honestly, well, if it was really that big of a deal, then white people would already be doing it. And so he didn't pay attention. And so the guy literally said, okay, well, look, if y'all don't want to invest, just buy some of these things. They're called .coms. They're called URLs. They're going to call you whatever he said at that time. He said, so he offered him a list of 10,000 domain names, and they were like Ford.com, Microsoft.com, porn.com, whatever, KFC.com, all kinds of URLs for major corporations. And he said, look, if you own these domain names, companies are going to try to buy these for millions of dollars to put their brand on the internet. I will sell them to you for $1 a piece, and you give me $10,000, you can have all 10,000 of them. George said, no, thank you. And just to be nice, he bought one domain name. He bought FraserNet.com from him, which actually was one of the first domain names to ever be put on the internet because he bought it from this guy. And he said to this day he wants to kick himself because do you know that when black people did not buy this man's company, when black people did not want to invest in this company because he went to the Johnsons, he went to the wealthy blacks, he went to the elite Negroes of Chicago and New York, etc. None of them wanted to invest. When they didn't buy this company, he sold it to some white guys for about $5.5 million. $5.5 million. And do you know that by 1988, this company was resold for $16 billion. Resold for $16 billion. Why? Well, because the black people that had the money couldn't see the vision. They didn't trust it. They were like, no, I want to stick to the business I'm in because I don't know, this internet thing seems like it might be a fad. It doesn't seem to be very good. I don't really know if this is really going to work. All these things. So what I'm saying to you is that we got to train our kids to get ahead of the curve and not behind. I see a whole lot of black kids on their phones like these little zombies, ain't doing nothing but tweeting and texting, taking booty shots and getting into little beefs with other people. While you're doing all that, they need to understand the commerce that's occurring behind all of this. Do you understand the guy that created, Snapchat, I believe. The guy that created Snapchat tried to get a job at Yahoo and Facebook back when he was doing like a lot of us, trying to get a job. And Zuckerberg and Facebook, Facebook and YouTube, I think it was Facebook and Twitter, didn't hire him. He couldn't get the job. And do you know, within 2 years, he created Snapchat with his friends. And within 2 years, Facebook was trying to buy his company for $13 billion. $13 billion. That's what the difference can be when you leave the mindset of wanting a job and enter the mindset of building an institution, building a legacy for your family. So teach your kids to build something. Stop teaching our kids to go out and look for these damn jobs. These jobs ain't nothing. All right. So anyway, let me go in here and grab a couple more questions. Let's see here. Dana says, what is the discount code for the boot camp? Okay, so thank you, Mika. Mika gave Dana the code. The code to get 30% off the Black Wealth Boot Camp is Dr Boyce Special. That's one word, Dr Boyce Special. Alvita says, what if you have an existing business with a website? Is it wise to monetize the site, or would the presence of ads interfere with the user experience? In other words, should the affiliate marketing experience be a separate business, or should it be integrated? I think it should be separate, Avilda. When you set up a platform, you got to think about, what is it that I want the customer to do? And if you have too many things happening at one time, it could be very confusing for the customer. If you want, if anybody has a business and you want consultation, like you're at that level where you want sort of one-on-one or small group consultation, feel free to email me at boyce@boycewatkins.com. That's my email. It's boyce@boycewatkins.com. And we have, I do one-on-ones all the time. I do small groups all the time. And small groups actually allow you to chop the price and share it with other people. So it becomes very cost effective for people that are ready for that level. But it ain't cheap. But to me, if you're building a company that's making money or going to be making lots of money, then you probably should be willing to pay some money to get advice that's going to save you a lot of money when you can't do it on your own. I pay consultants thousands of dollars constantly because I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to touch this until I get an expert to help me with this, because I need to know what you know so I don't waste years of my life and a ton of money trying to figure it out on my own. Let's see here. Tron says we have to get businesses permission to advertise their businesses on our website. You do in most cases, but actually with affiliate, the beauty of ad networks, now that's different from affiliate networks. The beauty of ad networks is that you don't have to get anybody's permission. The businesses have already signed up on the other side. See, that's why Google makes 99% of its money. That's how they make their money. They get companies that want to advertise, and they get bloggers who have blogs, and they form something called AdSense, where they will let you put code on your computer and they put ads on your site based on the keywords on the platform. So if you're writing articles about fried chicken, then guess what? Fried chicken companies or whatever are going to have ads that pop up on your blog because of that. Now, the thing about it is, the reason that Black Web Solutions is a good place for you to go is because they have mastered it. They actually have made a lot of money building websites with the ads in just the right locations. So if you want somebody that's going to put the ads on your blog for you, you can email info@blackwebsolutions.com. That's info@blackwebsolutions.com. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see, Mika says, I believe you need to form an agreement with them. You don't always need an agreement. Sometimes, now, if you have a specific company that you want to work with, then yeah, you might have to do that whole, handshake process and actually make a deal. Honestly, most of the e-commerce that occurs, those deals are not made. Just like with the Black Commerce Network, when you sign up, you don't actually have to make an agreement with us to advertise our stuff on your platform. You just sign up. The Commerce Network handles everything else. They give you the link. They say, okay, good luck. Go, put it on your Facebook, put it on your YouTube channel, wherever you want to put it up. And when people buy through that link, then the computer automatically computes how much commission that you get. You see what I mean? So that's the thought that I would sort of go with on that. Okay, so Burnell says, Dr. Boyce, where's the roadmap for affiliate marketing that we can use repeatedly? Well, we don't really have a roadmap. Let me see here. I'm trying to think what we have in the Black Business School that focuses specifically on that. If you go sign up at theblackcommercenetwork.com for free. Veronica, who runs theblackcommercenetwork.com, does some seminars on affiliate marketing. If you really want to get really good at it, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. If you really want to get really super good at affiliate marketing, like work with the absolute best people out here, the game don't come for free. Y'all lucky that I only charge like a little bit. I charge like maybe a few $100s for really, tough stuff, or we have some stuff that's over a couple thousand, but I'm not even mentioning that stuff here. But the guys that really know how to make that money, who can literally show you a piece of paper that says, look, I have a check for $250,000 from the money I made this month, those guys charge thousands of dollars. I mean, if you're really learning from somebody who really can show you instantly how to make an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year, they're going to charge you $5,000 or $10,000 for that information. A really good e-commerce expert, I had a conversation with a guy on this recently. His fee was $10,000 a month to work. He was like, well, I can work with you. It's going to cost $10,000 a month, but I can help you make an extra $80,000 a month. You see, so at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that the very best information usually is stuff. I give a lot of stuff away at a low cost or free, and people don't like that. They get mad at me for that. But I want you to see the value so that maybe you'll make a deeper investment. But there are a lot of people out here that will charge you insane amounts of money. Go look at some of these white guys and what they charge. It's really insane. It kind of blew my mind when I first got introduced to the internet world, because I was like, wow. But then I would look and I'd find out that this guy literally is making $2 million a month on the internet with some very simple strategies that a lot of people don't know. So when you send your child to college, what you want to do with your child is make sure that your child is fully made to understand that their job is not just to go there and learn from books and stuff. Their job is to get together with their friends, learn some technology, start a business, maybe two, before they graduate. That's the best way to get. The best time to start these businesses is when you're young, actually, because that's when you have the free time. I have interns that work with me who live with their parents, and one young lady was feeling kind of bad. She's like, yeah, I live with my parents and I want to move. I was like, no, stay right there for a while, because this is fun. This is easy. You don't have to worry about bills, and you can build your dream. You have plenty of time to live by yourself. You're only 22 years old. All right. So anyway, let's see here. That is it. I'm about to get out of here, guys. I'm losing my voice. That's how I know I've been talking too much. If you want to know more about all of our programs, you can go to blackfinancialliteracy.com. That's blackfinancialliteracy.com. I will pull out your pen. I'll give you this final information before I go. The email address for me is boyce@boycewatkins.com, just like my name, boyce@boycewatkins.com. If you want somebody that can put together your website, build your whole platform and put the ads on it and everything and monetize it for you, you can go to info@blackwebsolutions.com. That's info@blackwebsolutions.com. If you want to sign up at the Black Wealth Bootcamp, which starts Saturday, you can sign up at theblackwealthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. Use the discount code Dr Boyce Special to get 30% off. If you're interested in the flashcards for your kids, our financial flashcards for children, you can go to financialflashcards.com. That's financialflashcards.com. Use the discount code POWER to get 20% off. So that's a lot of information. I know there's a lot. So just so you know, whenever I invite you, if you're in the Black Business School and I invite you to something like this, bring a pad, bring a pen, be ready to take notes, because I'm always going to drop information. So I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I want to encourage you to go out here and figure out what life you want, put it on a piece of paper, and commit yourself right now today that you're going to build that life. It's going to be hard. It's going to take a long time. You may be in it by yourself. Other people may not understand what you're trying to do, but you know what you're trying to do, and you got one life to live. Don't let people cause you to waste your one life on stuff that is not going to make you happy. Find a way to find your path to your happiness. And the first path to that happiness might be freeing up your time and freeing up your money so you can then focus on doing what you want. So money is not the be all end all of all of this. Money is not the key to happiness and self-actualization. Money is the key to getting rid of the small stuff so you can focus on the big stuff, like being able to sit next to your parents when they're on their deathbed instead of having to go to work, or like spending time with your children instead of your children growing up without their parent around because you're working all the time. Those are the things that matter, or you being happy with your life as opposed to trying to find happiness in a life that somebody else thrust upon you. So that's what this is all about, and I want to encourage you on that, and I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. You can do this. So take care, guys, and I'm out of here. I'm going to go and get some food, and it was a pleasure talking to you. It is always an honor, always a blessing. I love you with every inch of my heart, and I want you guys to have a good evening. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.